Syntactic processing. Many a time when you are working on a computer, you write a sentence, and if you are concentrating on some input, you may find that there is some line under the sentence. There you might have made some spelling mistake, some grammatical mistake. Sometimes any word is underlined, or sometimes the whole sentence is underlined. How does it happen? How can a computer characterize the grammatical structure of a sentence? Because computer is not a human being, not a teacher. However, the linguist and the computer programmers who deals with computational linguistics have produced certain programs which can help us correct the sentence. So, a syntactic parser tries to find the best grammatical analysis of a sentence. Parsing is a process of analyzing a sentence by telling which is subject, which is noun, which is object, its element, as well as which parts of the speech each component is. So, in computer, this is a program known as syntactic parser. So, this tells us that why the sentence is incorrect. Obviously, some sentences are very easy because they have just one meaning. But there can be some sentences which have structural ambiguity, which can have two meanings. For example, if we take a sentence like this, I can fish. So, it is a simple, very simple sentence, right? I can fish and I can fish. So, with the intonation, you can find that this sentence has two meanings. In I can fish mean you can put fish into a can, and into a second I can fish. I mean you can go and look for fish in any body of water. So when we have such an ambiguous sentence which has two meanings, so how does a computer help us, right? So this syntactic parser help us in this way too. So for example, if we look at this, syntactic parser works in this way, right? It works on the phrase structure, grammar, and separate each phrase structures, giving us different options that can be possible. So telling us that this sentence can be either have this meaning or that meaning. So it will tell us a sentence. It has the program that knows that a sentence consists of NP and VP. And a VP consists of auxiliary and verb. Similarly, a verb can also be a verb and a noun phrase. And a verb phrase can consist of a verb, as well as a verb can also be an auxiliary and a verb and a noun phrase. So, if you look at this, it has told us that this verb sentence in this verb phrase can have these four verb phrases. That VP can auxiliary plus verb, VP can verb plus noun, VP can verb, and VP can auxiliary plus verb plus noun phrase. Similarly, noun phrase can be determiner and a noun. Can be a noun phrase, can be a simple noun, and a noun phrase can be a pronoun. So you can look at this. In the second row we have a column, we have a category in which these syntactic categories have words. So the left side of the arrow is known as the structural categories, and the right side of the arrows are known as lexical categories. So the left side of the arrow are also known as non-terminal categories because they can be rewritten, whereas the right side of the arrows are terminal because words cannot be rewritten. They will remain same. So this type of grammar is known as toy grammar. So this toy grammar recognizes four different kinds of verb phrase, 3 noun phrase as we've just seen, and we have told you that on the left of the arrows are non-terminal categories and right of the arrows are terminal categories. Our trigrammar covers only 3 different verbs, one auxiliary, one auxiliary verb and other verbs, and one determiner, 2 nouns and 1 pronoun. But even so, it can tell us a lot more about other categories as well. Grammars written in this format, when we have phrase structured grammar, simple phrase structured grammar where we can differentiate words, is known as context-free grammars. So there is another method of parsing, because we can use the computer to analyze the syntactic structure of a sentence by a tree diagram. For example, the same sentence, I can fish, or I can fish, or I can fish. A parser takes an input of the sentence and produces syntactic structures. So we can see the same in this T diagram, that the parser has produced the same results, that it has finished the ambiguity and it can give us 2 different structure in which we know that I can fish. In this we can see that can is the verb and fish is the noun phrase, and I can fish, can is the auxiliary verb and fish is the main verb. So it's one way to represent the hierarchical syntactic structure of a sentence, and this is known as parse tree, right? There are several types of parser, right? It's a top-down approach in which the elements, the words come at the bottom of the tree diagram. So with these methods, and there are several other methods with which a computer programs enable us to analyze a sentence, even if the sentence has an ambiguous structure.